Okay, so signs. Neville says signs do not precede, they always follow. So don't look for signs, because if you look for signs before your manifestation, that's not the way to do it. It'll probably lead you astray. You look for signs, you're that kind of person. You're never going to drop your seed, you're never going to let it go. You're putting your faith in signs. It's a recipe for frustration, okay? But what I did notice recently was, for me, in my life, this is kind of interesting because it was almost like a sign that happened before, but I didn't know anything about it, and I wouldn't have recognized it as a sign, but to me now, it's a sign, which means that the sign followed, as Neville said. So this is what happened. There's a movie I like. I like Paul Blart Mall Cop, right? I like it. So in that movie, when he goes to like an employee get together in like a bar or restaurant in the mall where he works, and there's a guy up there singing, doing cover songs, like famous songs from like the 1970s, early 80s, that era, just rock songs. And one of the songs he covers is an REO Speedwagon song. And in that song, there's a lyric, heard it from a friend, who heard it from a friend, who heard it from a friend, you've been messing around. Heard you got a boyfriend, you see him on the weekends, that kind of stuff. Now, at the time, I was in my first marriage. I wasn't happy in my first marriage. I wanted there to be a way out, but I'm not the type to, bail on anything when it gets hard. So I didn't realize I was manifesting. My wife at the time was doing that exact same thing. She had a boyfriend on the side, would see him on the weekends, and I remember watching that movie in the living room of our home, and she'd come in, plop down, and was watching a little bit of it with me. This was when it just came out on cable, I guess. It was maybe within a year or two after the movie was in the theaters. And I had no idea at the time. I was completely clueless. I didn't even know what was going on for like another year or so. But it's funny because now, I watch that movie a lot more now than then, especially around the holiday time of the year, because it happens, the movie takes place on U.S. Thanksgiving and Black Friday, right? So it's kind of like a pre-Christmas movie, okay? And I watch it a lot this time of year. I watch it any time of year, but I watch it more this time of year. And I was looking at that, and I noticed, and I said, this always nagged at me. And I'm like, whenever that song would come on, it would hit me in a certain way, but I didn't know why. And I started thinking about it. And the weird, funny thing is that, that marriage has been over like more than 10 years now. So the sign followed. It did not precede.